メジャー大会7勝を含む世界通算53勝、アメリカ女子ツアーで3度の賞金女王に輝き、2005年には世界プロゴルフ殿堂入りを果たしました。日本シャフト契約ゴルファー、カリーウェブプロです。皆様大きな拍手でお招きください。ようこそお越しくださいました。はい、足元気をつけて中央までお越しください。カリーウェブプロに会いたくて、これだけ多くの皆様が会場に駆けつけてくれました。
おはようございます。Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to be back in Japan. It's a little chilly for me coming from Australia, which we're in summer.
真冬の寒さの日本に来ていただいてね、びっくりされているかと思うんですが、会場内はゴルフ好きの皆さんの熱気でこれからますます盛り上がっていくと思いますから、よろしくお願いします。さあ、それではですね、カリーウェブプロにはN.S.PRO のスチールシャフトを中心に世界中のツアーで高い使用率を誇っているこの N.S.PRO スチールシャフト、日本シャフトと契約したのは2007年と聞いていますが、まず日本シャフトとの出会いといったのはどういったところだったんでしょうか。
I first came in contact with Nippon Shaft on the LPGA tour. Hiro Fukuda was the rep and still the rep now. He came out and he was pushing their shafts, and our club builder on tour told me that it was a shaft that I should think about using, and when I tested it, I loved it immediately, and I've been playing Nippon shafts ever since.
その出会いがね、今に至るわけですものね。そして毎年カリーウェブプロは日本に来るのを楽しみにしているというふうにも聞いていますが、日本に来て必ず食べるものとか行く場所とかあったりするんですか？
I can eat anything here in Japan. I love literally all the food that there is. I think obviously you're famous for your beef, which is outstanding. But I just even love the fresh produce. All your vegetables and fruits are some of the best I've ever tasted. Actually, it's where I learned to eat more vegetables was coming to Japan over the years. And part of my enjoyment about coming back to Japan all the time is to make sure that we hit all the good restaurants.
これまで数々のね、日本の国内トーナメントにも出場されていたと思いますが、現在までを振り返って最も印象に残っている日本での出来事、思い出はありますか？
I have many great memories of coming to Japan. Whether it be playing golf tournaments or just enjoying the Japanese culture. I think for me, the thing that when I think about the most memorable things is how big a golf fans Japanese people are and how big a supporter of women's golf. And my greatest memory of that was the Salonpas World Ladies Championship in 2005. I was playing with Ai Miyazato and Sakura Yokamine. And it was on the first tee on the first day, it was by far the biggest crowd of people that I have ever played in. And it was just such a joy to play in front of that many people.
日本のゴルフコースの設計だったりとか、あと改修にも積極的に携わっていらっしゃるということなので、例えば海外のゴルフクラブと日本のゴルフコース、何か面白い違いとかあったりするんですか？
I think the major difference between Japanese courses and a lot of courses around the world is you have very little land to have golf courses. So usually it's not on the best piece of land for housing. So it's challenging to construct a golf course in those areas. But the standard and quality of the maintenance and layouts of the golf courses are just as good as anywhere else in the world.
少し踏み込んだ話になるんですが、カリーウェブプロは今後日本のゴルフコースをそれこそマネジメントというかプロデュースしていく予定とかもあったりするんですか？
Yeah, our company Parrot Web are actively seeking to get some work over here in Japan, and I think again saying that a lot of the courses were developed 50, 60 years ago, a lot of them haven't had any work done to them since then, and just over time, the greens flatten out, the bunkers get further away from the greens. So there's, I think, a lot of potential for work over here just to freshen up some of these great golf courses and get them back to the way they used to be.
プロデュースしていただいたゴルフコース、皆さん回りたいですよね？どうですか？
ありがとうございます。
さあ、そしてね、先ほど若手の勢いがすごいといった声もありましたが、ウェブプロは地元のオーストラリアでもジュニアの育成にも積極的に取り組まれていると聞いています。で、日本シャフトも昨年からこのプログラムにはサポートを行っていますし、さらに日本シャフトは国内でもジュニアのサポートも行っています。そこでウェブプロから見て未来のジュニアゴルファー、将来プロゴルファーを目指したいという皆さんに向けて、ここは気をつけておいた方がいいよ、プロになるためにはここはポイントだよといったところありましたらお願いします。
I think for young golfers, I think the very first key, if you're thinking that you want to make golf a career, is to love the game. It can't be your parents' love, it has to, or your coach's love. It has to be your love for the game, and that's what I had when I was really little, and no one had to force me to go and work on my game or practice. I just loved being out there all the time. So I think at the beginning, it's just to go out there, have fun, meet some new people. Some of my best friends in my life still are people I played golf with. So, it's important to enjoy that part of it, because once it becomes a profession, it's a lot of hard work. And fortunately, golf's been very good to me, but, there's a lot of times where golf is hard and not enjoyable. So you definitely need that love for it.
まずは何より自分が楽しむことってことなんですね。後輩ゴルファーたちにもすごく慕われているイメージがあるんですけれども、そして今年は何といってもパリオリンピックゴルフありますよね。皆さん楽しんでいる方も楽しみにしている方も多いんではないでしょうか。そういったところでウェブプロは何かオリンピックに向けて気にしているというか注目していることあったりしますか？
Well, I'm paying attention right now to who's going to make both the men's and women's team. Just in the last week or so, two of the men have really separated themselves in the world rankings, Jason Day and Minwoo Lee. And then the women, Minji Lee, who's Minwoo's sister, and Hannah Green are probably likely to make the women's team. It's still a bit of a race for the men's. So just watching that and seeing who's going to make the team's my job at the moment. And just preparing for a good week, or a good 2 weeks in Paris, trying to make a real team feel. It's something that's a lot different in golf, but try to get us all together and enjoy representing Australia at the Olympics, which to me is the biggest sporting event in the world.
じゃあもう今からそのキャプテンとしての活動が始まっているわけなんですね。
Yeah, I've got a team that's working behind the scenes, but we're preparing and getting ready, planning, even down to dinner reservations, trying to set up a team room that has a real Australian feel, and getting different Australian foods that some of the players might miss when they're traveling overseas.
お答えいただける範囲内でいいんですけども、このお話がいつ頃来て、それをまず来た時にウェブプロはどんな気持ちになったのか、キャプテンの話です。聞きたいなと思いました。
After the Tokyo Olympics, on the last day the women played, Ian Baker Finch was the captain in 2016 and 2020. And they called me from the team room, and Finchy said he would love for me to take over from him for the Paris Olympics. And then, which was really nice, and it was great to be a part of the team, even though I was far away. And it was probably made official, I don't know, 6 to 12 months later. So it's something I've been looking forward to for a couple of years now.
ありがとうございます。さあ、ここからはですね、ウェブプロのギアのこだわりについてもね、せっかくなので聞いていきたいと思います。ウェブプロはシャフト N.S.PRO を長年愛用してきました。20年以上ですよね。で、クラブと契約はフリーが多かったと思うんですが、ウェブプロにとってはこの日本シャフトというブランド、ここに対する思いというか、シャフトの重要性といったところもお聞かせ願いたいと思います。
I think that the shaft is the most important component of a golf club. Over the years, before I used Nippon shafts, you would have a favorite shaft and a favorite driver head, and then it would break, and then you had a backup made to match that, and it never actually ever matched. And a lot of that was to do with the inconsistencies in the shaft. But since I've been with Nippon, I know that shaft works for me, so then I find a head that works with the shaft, because that to me that's the most important component in a golf club.
信頼できるという言葉がね、伝わってきましたが、ウェブプロは日本の工場、長野県にある駒ヶ根工場の方にも実際に足を運ばれたと聞いています。その時の工場の印象というか、製品作りの印象、いかがでしたか？
I think what makes Nippon Shafts such great quality is what is done at the Komagane plant. I've been to a lot of golf factories, golf ball factories, especially where they hit a button and a ball starts getting made and a human touches it at the other end. There's sort of no inspection in that chain, whereas at the Komagane plant, every single stage that the shaft is in, it's inspected by a human being. A human being is actually looking at it and the quality of it. So to me, it's like no other. Everyone's trying to make things faster and quicker, where Nippon is their top priority is quality, and then they try and speed up that process, but not lose the quality in their shafts.
最後にウェブプロからメッセージもいただいてもよろしいでしょうか？
Thank you everyone for attending this morning. This is my second time to the Japanese Golf Fair, and it has a real buzz today. It's good to be back after a couple of years where we couldn't all be together. So thank you for being here, and thank you to everyone watching on the YouTube channel. I hope you learn a thing or two about Nippon Shafts and a little about me.
ありがとうございました。皆様改めて大きな拍手をお送りいただきたいと思います。本日お越しいただきありがとうございました。カリーウェブプロでした。